There's the top of the mountain where I came from, or quote-unquote mountain. It's more of a hill. This little hill is the perfect bird's eye view of Red River, New Mexico, where I live now. Sorry if all these Red River videos are annoying you guys. Actually, I think this is only the second one I've made, but it's a bird's eye view of where I live. As I said in the other video, it's population 500, and or somewhere around that, 500, 550, and elevation roughly 8,700. Been here for about 8 or 9 days now, and finally got my shop set up. I was waiting on 220 volt power so I could get back to making knives and making aftermarket scales. Let's see, this is the one I just did for Rude Mustang. Most of you are probably subscribed to him. If you don't recognize this one, just a second. Let's put it down. This is what he sent it to me in a crown bag. Let's stage this sucker. Yeah, this is a Benchmade collaboration between Mike Snowdy and Benchmade. It normally comes with black scales and silver twill or white carbon fiber, whatever you call that stuff, for the bolsters. And he had me do purple scales and carbon fiber bolsters. And I love it. Sweet knife. So I'm going to use this for a pointer as I show you around my little town. Alright, let's see here. This little hotel complex, that's where my wife works now as the front desk manager. Our cabin is about right there at the tip of the knife. We live behind the front desk because we're on call at night. She works throughout the day and then we're on call at night. I'm the night maintenance guy. That's kind of how the owner gets compensated for me living there. We get free rent, free electricity, free cable. The only thing we really have to pay for is the bills we had before we came here, and food. So my shop is right there at the tip of my knife. So I ride my bike through this little gap right here, across this street, through this parking lot, and through the back gate here. And there we go. All set up with power. All my machines are set up. And I actually did this knife here in Red River. I have one other person's knife. It's Alex from the channel Last Viking. He's been patiently waiting. He's a cool guy. Can't wait to get his done. It's going to be wild. Let's see. There's a little Central Park, kind of. Old people play bingo right there. It's hilarious. That's the town conference center. There's the worst hotel here. It's like really corporate-y feeling. It's like the complete opposite of everything else that's here, because everything else is kind of mom and pop. This place was originally a mining town, I think, for gold back in the like 1880s or 1890s or whatever. And that part of the hotel where we're staying is actually was actually built in the 1920s, so that's pretty cool. It's one of the older buildings that survives here today. A lot of the other ones have burnt down and been torn down. But when you walk in that building, you can tell it's old. It's creaky and has that old musty smell. Not a bad musty smell, but you know. Let's see, there's a little go-kart track right there. You can't see next to the go-kart track behind this tree. There's the grocery store where we shop. It's called Der Markt. If you live in the mountains, you know about that little grocery store where milk is like $9 a gallon. Cool thing for knife guys here. I mean, it's really ugly. They're like stripping the face off this mountain, so it's kind of the ugly realities of industry. But that's where they mine. I cannot pronounce it. It's molybdenum or molybdenum, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It's that element that they add to blade steel for, I believe, toughness. Don't quote me on that. I should know since I'm trying to be a knife maker, but I'm not a metallurgist. I believe that's the South Valley of Red River. Most of that is residential. There's little cabins for rent throughout the entire town, of course, because it's a ski town, so people just come up here in the summer and the winter and have timeshares and rental cabins and hotels and stuff. And then there's the less developed north. No, actually, that's the... Well, I'm not sure if it runs east or west. We'll just call that the north, though. There's a little... there's some stables there. A little horse pasture. So it's a big change for me. I was coming from the suburbs north of Dallas, about 30-40 minutes north of Dallas, where it's choked with smog and traffic and annoying people and rich. Like, I'm from Flower Mound, Texas. There's a bunch of snobby rich people who live there. So this is a big change. The good thing about this town is it's not one of those, you know, those really smug hippies that live in like Colorado, you know, and they wear the chacos and the fly fishing gear and all that crap, and they have the bumper sticker with the mountain range and it says native, even though they're Europeans, so there's no way they could be native. No, this town is full of a bunch of Texans and Oklahomans, New Mexicans, and it's really laid back, really friendly, freaking charming. The only traffic is like people riding Surreys and bicycles, and if you look at the cars going down the main street there, look at the lazy pace they have. No one's in a hurry. If they are in a hurry, it's to go get some hot fudge or something stupid like that. Oh, and there's the tiny ski slope. It's not, you know, Wolf Creek or whatever, or Vale. But it's kind of cool to live in a town where literally the ski slope stops in the town right there and the lifts start right there. And we're about 30-40 minutes from Angel Fire and Taos. A lot of you have probably been skiing there. Anyways, this video is running on 8 minutes, so guess I'll cut it off. Let's get a nice shot of this knife again. This is a knife channel after all. Sayonara, y'all.